So you spawn on a rock, floating through space. You have no idea how, even as the reason you got there. The only thing you know? There is no escape. Like, ever. Meaning the very few things around you is all you get to start building a civilization of your own. And as you stay resilient and navigate these absurd circumstances, someday you'll look back and be amazed at how far you've come. Hold up a second, so how can you expect me to do anything really after you just told me I'm basically trapped in here forever? So like, none of the stuff I'll do will really matter since I cannot leave this place anyway. I mean, could you just pretend you don't know or whatever, so anytime things would get tough, I would at least have that sliver of hope there is something more to it and all of my efforts isn't just a fancy way to pass the time until my inevitable demise. But you know what, maybe that's better. Now at least I know and don't have to waste time trying to figure it out by my own. Well, take me, sweet death. Oh yeah, also you kinda cannot die here, so anyway, I'm gonna leave now. No, wait, so like, what am I supposed to do? And why? And what even is the point of all this? You cannot leave, you cannot die, what even is this place? Purgatory? Am I already dead? Did they really just say there is no escape? Like, do they even know who I am? I always find a way out. Again, it was worth a shot. Slash top. Slash bottom. I knew the religion was a lie. Well, I guess it's not going to be that easy, but that's fine. I like to challenge myself. Well, in that case, what we gonna need is a plan. And a plan is to get a plan. Which is to get a plan. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so I guess we can start by building away from the island until we get somewhere. Yeah, that should work, right? Invisible barrier, huh? That's how creative. Okay, so good news. It doesn't say there's a barrier above us. Bad news. I don't know if there's a barrier above us because you cannot build any higher. I mean, we can still try to launch ourselves to space. Like, at this point, what options we have left than to try everything? Well, there's only one issue. To go to space, you need a spaceship, or a Minecraft equivalent, which I am yet to see be built with some dirt and sticks. But, conveniently, I did know just a guy claiming to sell every building block in the game to build such a thing, and hopefully a lot of other things if going to space somehow didn't work out. It's just that... well, this is gonna be fun. Apparently he won't even speak to you. Unless you unlock every single collection in the game possible. And I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, there's 67 collections now, I was pretty sure I know how to unlock at least 5 of them. But don't worry, the hope is not all lost. Because you see, right at the beginning I met a guy claiming to know everything and offering to give me a couple of tips at a very small price. Of my pride, no thank you, I think I'll be fine by myself. And so I started by building literally the tiniest farm and a small platform for the animals to spawn, hoping to get all of the farming collections out of the way. However, about 15 deaths and losing all of my life savings later, I realized achieving everything may not be the best goal for the start. So instead, I decided to begin with something smaller, like getting 2000 coins to unlock the banker and stop losing all of my money over and over. I have a feeling they could be useful in the future. So what I found the best way to make money at the beginning was by acquiring skills, and the easiest skill to acquire seemed to be foraging. So after chopping down a couple of trees, I got to the 1000 coins and thus unlocked the first institution in my town. Okay, listen, it may not look very impressive right now, but the Rome wasn't built in a day either. It also wasn't built in Minecraft, which is way more impressive, I bet. Well, my next goal was to expand the economy, and I'm not sure how does it work exactly, but apparently you can turn seeds into dirt, and well, as every great emperor knows, if you want to expand, you're gonna need more land to do so. If only they knew they could just use seeds. Oh well, too late now with them all being dead and stuff. Well, the next steps were rather simple. Punch some wheat, get more dirt, plant more wheat. And with my agriculture sector booming, soon after I could afford to hire my first workers. Which are getting paid, obviously. Don't worry about it. On day 2, I made a breakthrough and discovered how to make coal. After I crafted an auto smelter with cobblestone I borrowed from this guy. I'm not sure what his whole deal is, but he didn't seem to mind. I think he just likes to mine cobblestone, which I kinda respect, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I also decided to make a wall to track my progress, although now that I look at it, I probably should have let it remain a mystery, like for now at least. Luckily, the rest of the day looked a lot more promising, with me unlocking a lot of new collections, mostly by murdering innocent animals, but they don't look at me, I don't make the rules. Apart from that, I also became a bush.
I'm a bush. You're a bush. I'm a bush.
And added 2 more facilities to my very fast growing metropolis. On day 3, it started to rain, so I thought it would be a perfect time to do some fishing. I mean, there are a couple of collections to unlock there, I'm gonna have to do them at some point. However, I quickly realized I am way too weak to even do that. Which meant it was time for an upgrade. And so I promptly withdrew all the money I had to my name and bought the best set of armor that money could buy. It was not a lot of money though, and it barely helped at all. Well, that was useless. And so I had no choice but to once again consult with an ancient wisdom. One mark of a great soldier is that he fights on his own terms, or not fights at all. Yeah, well, I would much prefer not to fight at all, but my enemies not being able to fight back should be, like, good enough. So my idea was basically using the fact that when you catch a mob it's being thrown towards you with some velocity, build a small pit behind me where the mobs would fall, and then I would just make a small opening at the bottom where I would punch them in their feet. The only problem would be if the mobs could somehow teleport, but there is no way they can teleport. Yep, they can definitely teleport, which I found out right after finishing building the whole thing. Well, that was useless. Luckily, I immediately had an idea how to fix that by placing some fences and hoping that the mobs get confused that there's no space to teleport, which didn't work at first, but after switching to trapdoors, it seemed to do the job and finally allowed me to fish safely, which is gonna be useful since one of the items requires me getting to fishing 20, which is gonna be a lot of fishing. In the meantime though, I decided to start working towards the foraging collections, which are quite simple to unlock, just gonna take some time. So basically you start with a single oak tree, which then you multiply until you get 320 logs of oak, which then you trade for a single birch sapling. Which then you multiply until you get 640 logs of birch, which then you can trade for a single spruce sapling, and so on. Okay, so technically you need to convert it to the enchanted form, so even though you need only 320 logs of oak, you still need to get to 2000 to unlock the crafting recipe, and same goes for all the other saplings. So basically you need to get to 2000 logs of each type to progress to the next one. And well, my original idea was to actually do it by hand, but after realizing how much I will have to actually do and how slow the non-enchanted stone tools are, I decided to leave it to professionals. Which are getting paid, obviously, don't worry about it. Well, as for me, I just fished for quite a while. On day 7, or something like that, I was fishing for so long that I honestly lost track. 2 strangers appeared in town, introducing competitive farming. Which I was going to just ignore, like, I'm sorry, I'm not that bored yet. However, among the prizes was something I actually needed. The melon seeds. I mean, those are like the best fruits, we cannot go to space without melons. So okay, I thought, I mean, my farm is pretty big, right? I think I have some chances. Well, the contest took about 20 minutes, I ended up with a score of 413 potatoes, which I was quite happy with, and the lowest score needed for the worst possible reward was 120. 1000 potatoes! Well, I am not getting that anytime soon. I mean, at least I got a single ticket for participation. Well, for more of these and I'm gonna get the melon seeds, which is progress. Speaking of progress, fishing is where it's at. So during that session that got abruptly stopped by these two, I unlocked not only like 9 fishing collections, pumpkin and ice collection, somehow discovered how to unlock lapis collection, and fished up a golden apple, which you can use to cure a zombie, which is gonna lead to even more progress. And at this pace, I was almost certain that's not all of it. That's why the plan for the next at least couple more days was simple. Just keep fishing. And fish, I did. Until this happened. Well, that's not going to help. Okay, so like, I have no idea what else I can do. Diamonds. Wait, what? So basically, as I was leveling up my fishing skill, the sea creatures I was fishing up were getting stronger and stronger. And even though they still couldn't fight back, I was getting kinda tired of having to punch them 10 billion times in order for them to finally die. This is fun. I'm having so much fun right now. So I started to look for ways to kill them faster. And one of the ideas would be to switching to magic. And during testing how much damage magic would actually do, I accidentally discovered how to get diamonds. Okay, so do they like even do anything? Nope, pretty much nothing, but who cares, I got diamonds. Oh no, wait, they actually do a lot. I totally forgot how vanilla Minecraft works. So not only we can finally upgrade our tools, which it has been like ages, we can buy lava bucket and get obsidian and get enchantments. Okay, well, I still don't know how to get paper. But if I'm gonna use that single golden apple to cure a zombie, which is gonna be a librarian, I can get paper and enchantments and I'm gonna beat the game and everything's gonna be great. Well, it was at this point when my course of actions has changed completely. There was only one thing in my mind: cure a zombie. Starting with some kind of curing center, which turned out not totally terrible considering my 0 building skills and a single building material. And now all was left to start the curing process was to find a witch and a zombie villager. And I swear, the only time you need something, the universe will do everything in its power so you won't get it. I saw probably like thousands of witches up to the point when I needed one, and as if somebody flicked a switch, all of them gone. There is not a single one. I tried everything, including building multiple platforms and breaking every source of light, subsequently littering my entire island with mobs, to no avail. But after multiple days and mental breakdowns, as I started to question if witches are even real in the first place, lo and behold, one has spawned. And at last I was able to acquire my first villager. Which wasn't exactly what I expected. So, as it turns out, on Hypixel villagers work quite a bit different from vanilla Minecraft, with a random set of custom traits you can unlock by reaching a certain milestones. Unfortunately, I had no idea if one of those traits would be paper, and didn't even have a way to check that since the only trait available to me was for dark oak, which my minions still didn't get to. So I did the next best thing and went back to fishing to get more golden apples and thus more villagers. And luckily, acquiring the second villager went a lot smoother than the first one. However, since I didn't have a whole lot gunpowder laying around, he was of little use to me either. Which made me realize I don't have much of anything laying around. And the answer probably isn't more villagers, but rather an industrial revolution. I need more resources to get more trades, to get more collections. Nonetheless, I still went back to fishing. But this time, for a different reason. So I didn't want to mention it earlier, since it would not be relevant for a while, but there is an NPC a lot more powerful than all the other combined, even the builder. An NPC access to which would mean practically unlimited money, resources, and unlocking all of the collections in a matter of days. An NPC I was getting awfully close to unlocking. The bazaar. Okay, just to be clear, I didn't know if it would work the same way here, and kinda didn't expect it to, since if it did, that would be like the most overpowered thing ever. But I was just way too curious not to see what it actually does here, especially now that I was only a couple skyblock levels away from unlocking it. Which usually still would take some time, but there is one time trick to get a lot of skyblock XP really fast, by playing a couple of songs. But to do that, first you need to get a music disc, which you can also get by fishing. Well, I was a bit skeptical on how rare is it to actually find it, since after all that fishing I did up to this point, I was still yet to get a single one. But luckily, after only about 2 days of fishing, I actually got it. Oh, okay, everyone be calm, it is happening. It is happening. We are unlocking the bazaar. Well, about songs themselves, they are supposed to be challenging, but I'm pretty sure I crushed it. Stranded on an island with no way to break free. Also starting to lose my mind, so somebody please rescue me. Well, as expected, the songs got me to skyblock level 6, then 7, which meant the moment of truth has arrived. Is everything gonna become super easy? Or am I going to have to struggle for another hundreds of hours? Well, before that, I just wanted to take this moment to thank all of you for being here with me. I would not have come this far if it wasn't for you. Okay, well, half of you didn't do nothing, but you weren't asked to be brought here either, so I kinda forgive you. And now, without further ado, let's see what amazing things the future holds for us. A cookie. He sells a cookie. How am I going to escape with a cookie? You know what, I don't wanna play this anymore, just let me just die. Oh, yeah, right, that option is not available. You know what? Fine. You wanna play this way? Fine. Fine. You two, better get ready, because we are going to create the greatest industry anyone has ever seen. We're gonna get rich and gonna escape this place forever. Did I went too far? There is no way I went too far. But like, did I went too far? There is no way I went too far. Guys, I think I went too far.